All right, we are live and check, check, check. There we go. All right, we are live. You are live with Rich Laster from GrowExpand.com. I am a sales expert, guru, master, Yoda, Genji. Oh, I help people better monetize what they do and what they do well. You could be great at something but not know how to turn it into money. That is when you call on growexpand.com. That's it. That's what we do. All right. It's a beautiful art that we put to work. There is not a way for us to necessarily teach you our art, but there is a way for us to strategize the implementation of our art for your business, right? Today we're talking about sales cycle. I realize that social influences and modern culture are really fucking up the way entrepreneurs like yourself are seeing your sales cycle and are setting your expectations. I want to relieve that pressure and at the same time apply some pressure that you need, right? Because your success is hella important. But if you're not clear on the sales cycle of your product or service, then we got a problem. So let's talk, and we're going to do it right now. All right. So I'm enjoying a CAO MX3. These are a cigar that was made for Paul Spence at Civil Cigar Lounge in DC. I had some in one of my backup humidors, and I'm smoking one, and as you can see, almost finished. All right, good enough about the cigar that I'm enjoying. You want to talk about your business. So, what is a sales cycle? A sales cycle is the time that it takes from a prospect becoming a lead. In other words, they visit your blog, they know of you, what have you. From the time that they become someone who you are aware of their interest and are discussing how you could possibly help them, that is a lead. From the time they become a lead to the time that they become a client, that time is your sales cycle, right? That's your sales cycle. Sales cycles in the B2B space are typically 6 to 18 months. Okay? No magic wand, not even Rich Laster, can make your sales cycle 24 hours. It's never going to happen. Discussion has to take place. Decision and thinking processes have to happen. They have to get comfy with you, right? They have to truly see the value that you offer, recognize that the price point for that value is aligned with their budget for their need, and then execute. In the B2B space, that's it's never that, right? And when it is that, what you're not seeing is that while they were in the prospect mode, while their customer journey was in the curiosity and exploratory phase, while they were gathering information and intel and data, they educated themselves, and you played a part in educating them, whether you know it or not, where they achieved clarity. So once they engaged with you, they were able to pull the trigger and become client quicker than usual because they 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 knew what they needed, right? For those of us in the consulting space, that's rare. I actually had it happen a few weeks ago. But it's rare that somebody in the CEO chair is at that point where the pressure of the goal, the need for the value that you represent in their business, to their business, and to their bottom line, the need is so crystal clear to them that their ego is out of the way. All the dotting of I's, crossing of T's, and committees go away. This is what we need to do. Let's rock and roll. All right? That doesn't happen often. And your expectations need to be centered around the fact that that does not happen often. Okay? Now, let's get up close and personal here. I want you to realize everything you can do to shorten the sales cycle, right? So in the B2B space, I don't care what you're doing. If you're a business and what you're selling to other businesses, that's B2B. If you're in that space, it's 6 to 18 months is the expectation window you should have, right? How do you shorten that? You're always networking, right? Your CRM is set up to capture everyone asking for your newsletter, to capture everyone attending your events, right? To capture everyone responding to your social media, your blog, right? When you speak publicly, did you ask for a copy of the attendee list, right? You're worried about a check. But come on, Google taught you this. Collect the data. Data, 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 right? Star Trek The Next Generation. What was the android's name? Data. You didn't get that message? The android, a thing of the future's name, was Data, a thing of the future that is here now. Data, 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 data. You want all the data. You need to be connecting it in such a way that you can look at it, you can pull reports or run reports for yourself and look at that data and say, okay, guess what? In the last 12 months, everyone who all of a sudden became a lead, so there's your funnel. Those are people that engage with your blog. They respond, you respond to them. They're asking questions. They're cool. You might be able to help them. You might not. They're in the funnel. They're prospects. You're prospecting. You don't know if it's gold. You don't know if it's coal. You don't know if it's a diamond. You're just prospecting. Zoop. Now they're in the pipeline. That's a deal. That's a lead, right? You are building relationship. You're asking open-ended questions. You're in your CRM. You're capturing this data, 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 data. You're capturing this data because it's hella important that you understand and are able to analyze and look at this data later and say, our sales cycle over the last 24 months is 9 months. From the time we start talking to someone to the time they sign a contract with us, to the time they pay, it's 9 months. It's 13 months. You need to know that, right? If you don't have a CRM, get one. What's wrong? Excel is insufficient. Okay? Sales cycle. How do you shorten it? I'm glad you asked. Your inbound marketing is the key, right? If you were the person educating the market about all the things that are important to your buyers, right? So everybody that actually becomes a client should get a survey. Hey, look, why did you choose us? What was the pressure? What was the problem? What was the pain? What was the desire? What were you lusting for that you needed us to help make a reality? You got to know these things, right? How are you going to know? You're going to analyze them? Come on. Why? When you can just ask. Be humble. Ask more questions. Okay? So shorten your sales cycle by being very active and actually giving a damn about every life you touch. Being very active in the education of the marketplace on those things that matter to the people who buy what you're selling. Okay? That's all you can do to shorten your sales cycle. On the sales side, right? That's inbound marketing. That's getting them into the prospect funnel and yeah, that's great. That's getting them in there, getting them in there, getting them in there. On the pipeline side, that's the sales side. That's the Rich Laster side, right? That's when everything I've taught you in previous videos about communicating the value you offer succinctly, concisely, and editing that message every day if you have to, right? How you help. And if you're clear on how you help and you're talking to people that you can actually help, the sales cycle will be as short as possible. It will not be 24 hours. You cannot have it right now. That's just not real life, baby. But you can do and take all the action possible to make it as short as possible and to make their experience as good as possible. Now, if you don't really care if it's just about money for you, I can't help hire a therapist. But if you really care about the impact that you can have on the marketplace, if you really see how your product or service adds value to the lives of the people who have paid for it and will continue to pay for it, look, maybe sales is beyond you. Maybe you don't have the time or the energy. Maybe you just need a strategy on how to do it. You better call me. All right. Look, I love coming to you live. We're live on YouTube. We're also available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you got questions, reach out. Love answering questions, love helping. If you have questions, reach out, reach out, reach out. So, subscribe, keep tuning in. Let us know what you think, feel, need, help with, want to hear about, want to talk about more in the future. And we're going to go to our message from our sponsors. See you next time.